Today we are at Stonefield Village, which is a historical site near Cassville, Wisconsin. We are going to be making sorghum syrup, which is a product similar to molasses. Molasses is made from sugar cane, while sorghum syrup is made from sorghum cane. Molasses is a byproduct of making sugar and is thicker and darker than sorghum syrup. The process we will be using today is basically the same as making maple syrup, except that we will be using the juice from sorghum cane instead of the sap from maple trees. This is the sorghum patch at Stonefield Village. In the background of the next video, you can see the home of Nelson Dewey, the first state governor of Wisconsin. Wisconsin became a state in 1848. While the governor's house is part of Nelson Dewey State Park, the land that Stonefield Village is located on was originally part of Nelson Dewey's farm. The first part of the process of making sorghum syrup involves stripping the leaves from the sorghum cane stalks. The next step in the process is cutting the cane stalks and removing the seed head. Here we have Dale demonstrating how it is done. The press that is used to squeeze the juice out of the cane is well over 100 years old. In the pioneer days, it would have been turned by a horse or donkey, or most likely an ox, hitched to the pole attached to the press. Today we are using a small utility tractor. Here Dale is feeding the cane into the press, and you can see the juice flowing out from the press through a filtering cloth into a collection tank. Here we have the start of the cooking process. This is the way it would have been done in the pioneer days. It is necessary to keep skimming the impurities that float to the top during the boiling process. Continuing to skim the impurities off the top, and it is also necessary to constantly stir to keep the juice from sticking to the bottom of the pan. Now you can see that the juice is starting to turn brown from the original green color as it starts to turn into syrup. Here is a close-up of the impurities that are being skimmed off. This has to be done constantly. It is a 5 to 6 hour process to boil the juice down to make syrup. The process continues. Notice how much lower the level of the juice is in the pan. Dale is taking a sample and is checking the consistency and color of the syrup. Now the process is almost complete. Here the pan is being removed from the fire. Sometimes there is foam on the top of the syrup that needs to be skimmed off before the syrup can be harvested into jars. Here Dale is putting the syrup into jars. We started out with about 70 gallons of juice, which ended up producing about 6 gallons of syrup. Here is the finished product. Sorghum syrup tastes similar to molasses but is lighter in color and not as thick. It is delicious on cornbread, pancakes, and other foods, and is also great in cookies. In the pioneer days, it was used as a sweetener.